So the title of this talk is Why AWS Lambda. We already have node.js, so if you don't know what AWS Lambda is, it's basically just a single method node.js service deployed into the cloud. So you can write some simple code, or complex code actually, but the interface to it is very simple. You upload it into the Amazon cloud, and it can be invoked by a variety of different web services, devices, and you can easily connect a bunch of other AWS web services together. And that's the big thing about AWS Lambda, isn't so much that it's nodes sitting up in the cloud or that you have a function that you can deploy up into the cloud, but it's actually really easy to tap into all these different services that Amazon has up there. Otherwise, there's no real big reason to use it as far as I can tell. You know, you can deploy your own node services. It's very simple. So as you can see, that's the function signature there. It takes an event and a context. The event and the context parameters, they change based upon the various different services that you tap into. So Kinesis is a queue service, if you're not sure what that is, so you can dump a bunch of stuff into it. Lambda just gets a bunch of events coming at it, and it just sits and processes them. So it just gets invoked. You don't have to do anything with it, so that's what's great about it. You don't have to put any limits on it, so it just runs. And I think this is where it really shines, is that it allows you to create very scalable workflows if you are using the AWS services. So the big thing is that you can upload this code into Amazon, and you can tie the various services which scale themselves. And so what you end up with is an infrastructure where you really don't have to manage, you know, a whole bunch of deploying servers and clusters, and you've got different worker processes and things like that, where you're going to manage all those different things. It's so easy, what possibly could go wrong? That's it. How much time?
You've got a couple minutes.
A couple minutes. Questions?
Is it only node.js, or are there other languages you can do there?
You know, it started off with node.js. Oops, go back to play. And as you can see back here, there is a runtime that you can choose. They just added Java. It turns out in the background, it's some sort of container service. I've dug in and crawled around into the internals as much as I could. It's definitely a container. You upload your code. It's typically in a zip file. They deploy it to as many containers as they need. So if it's being invoked a lot, they spin up more containers, and they keep them kind of warm for a while until the load goes down. So you can add Java in now as well, and I think they have plans to add in Ruby and a bunch of other Go, a bunch of other languages.
You can add a zip file and then just
So that's actually like the actual web page that you use to configure. Is this?
Yeah, you know, they give you this so that you can actually just paste it in. Typically what you do is you zip up your code and execute a command line function, and it loads it up and makes it available. And that's it.
So is this the architecture underlying this something that's a private AWS code that is untouchable and mysterious, or do they actually have the source published somewhere?
For what runs it? No, it's proprietary. It's Node.
Right.
They tell you it's Node in this case, and it's a module an npm module that you publish. That's it, and it just runs. Arbitrary. You know, the benefit is that it can ingest this stuff automatically from those services. So from that perspective, it's kind of asynchronous. You can call it synchronously. I mean, you can make a mobile app that directly invokes the Lambda function, and it can do whatever it wants to do. Or you can have something that dumps it into an SNS service or Kinesis. It can know when something drops onto an S3 bucket. So a file lands, it calls the Lambda function. Right?
So it's not running in these two instances, like only cloud.
Yeah, you know, you can have tons of them running in parallel and lots of different. Yeah, it can. It's the Amazon Linux AMI, Amazon on and you can upload binaries.
Abilities to support
If you compile binary node modules